Hello, good evening, and welcome into Suncoast Credit Union Field on a gorgeous spring evening in Tampa, Florida. It's the reigning Gainbridge Super League champions, Tampa Bay Sun, playing host to Breeslin FC. Sabrina McNeil returning to the starting 11 tonight. She's been a creative force for Tampa Bay. A team-high 4 assists has her tied 5th in the Gainbridge Super League. Rebecca Cook set to start her second match back from suspension. The influential striker leading Breeslin with 7 goal contributions, part of a dangerous attacking tandem with Catherine Zimmerman. It's the Tampa Bay Sun and Breeslin FC next on Peacock. Welcome into a perfect spring evening in the Gulf Coast of Florida, where it's Tampa Bay Sun against Breeslin FC. And today's match is presented by Tampa General Hospital. Alongside Columbia International Chelsea Cabarcas, I'm Dre Cordero. Here is the Gainbridge Super League table coming into tonight. Carolina climbed to 3rd following Tuesday's win in D.C. Breeslin in 7th, 9 points back of 4th place Dallas for the final playoff spot, while Tampa Bay have been holding up the table since week 2, now 13 points back of that playoff line and needing points in a hurry. The silver lining has been their home form, including a 3-0 win in the last match here against Fort Lauderdale.
I mean, great performance here, but I'm going to talk about their recent issue, which is the gap between their midfield and the back line, which has been the real problem. It leaves them exposed at times in defending while running towards their own goal, and it's as if they're constantly trying to catch up. They look to go forward quickly, which is great, but after spending so much time defending, the energy just isn't there in attack, and they need to fix that.
Meanwhile, Sydney Nacello is worth the price of admission. The MVP of last season's final, one of the most exciting players in this league.
Sydney Nacello, you said it. She's exciting. She's one of my favorite players to watch. When she gets the ball at her feet, you never quite know what she's going to do next. She has an explosive first touch into space and has a great ability to create separation from defenders. She really loves to cut inside, which makes her completely unpredictable.
Well, for visiting Breeslin, they are coming off a 3-0 loss in Spokane. Saw their winless run extended to 4 straight. Their last win, well, that was their last visit here back in mid-December.
Neither team has hit their best form this season. A big contrast from last year, and Breeslin is definitely in a tough spell right now. They have talent, we're seeing it here, but they've been winless in their last 5. In moments like this, it's all about getting back to the basics. Defensive organization, clear communication, and winning first and second balls. It's those little details that you really want to focus on.
Meanwhile, up top, Catherine Zimmerman scored a brace in that 3-0 win over Tampa Bay here. She's a constant threat in attack.
Kat Zimmerman has been a key asset for this Breeslin side. A player who wants the ball and isn't afraid to demand it. She's a strong target on crosses and allows her to shield defenders effectively before turning into space. But she hasn't had much service because she doesn't have the help. They're constantly trying to defend and get back.
So we are just moments from kickoff in Tampa, Florida. Tampa Bay Sun and Breeslin FC both needing points in 3s. And we're about to get this underway. Team news, starting lineups, and kickoff on the other side.
Caitlin Clark, amazing at assists. Gainbridge, the ultimate assist for your savings. But ever since they teamed up, she's taken assisting to a whole new level. Caitlin Clark, great at assists. Gainbridge, great at assists for your savings.
Tonight's match is presented by Tampa General Hospital. Tampa General is the region's only academic health system, which means that at TGH, you have an expert team of doctors and physician scientists collaborating on your care, pioneering research, using the most advanced technology, and teaching the next generation. Tampa General, other hospitals practice medicine, we define it. Here then your starting 11 for the home side. Denise Schulte-Brown makes 3 changes from Friday night's loss to Carolina. Sandrine Gaillard, Sabrina McNeil, and Jilly Shimkin all came off the bench, all get the starting nod this time.
A lot of changes. Bissett is keen organizing that back line, dealing with the clearances under pressure. Hendricks will look to progress play through the middle, often targeting Gaillard or Provenzano in advanced areas. Nasello bringing that unpredictability. And Tampa Bay is going to give Weber an opportunity as 9. She's expected to stay high and operate as a traditional number 9 striker.
For Brooklyn, Tomas Tingarina makes 3 changes from Thursday in Spokane. Jennifer Cujo is back and straight into the starting lineup. Milena and Annie Williams also getting the nod.
I really think this lineup is going to change to a 3-4-2. Kroger, she's going to operate as true box-to-box presence, covering ground on both ends and keeping things simple possession. With Graziano out, the question really becomes for me, who will take on defenders and disrupt those spaces? It'll be interesting to see how they adjust.
So 3 changes for both managers heading into this one. There is Rebecca Cook with her team high 5 goals and leading with 7 goal contributions this season, alongside Kat Zimmerman, the threat provided by this Brooklyn attack. Tonight's head referee, Alejo Katume, has the cards and the whistle. Ricardo Ocampo and Zeno Cho will run the lines. Jake Joyce is the 4th official. We are underway in Tampa, Florida. It's Brooklyn kicking things off, moving from right to left. Dre Cordero with you alongside Chelsea Kabarkas. Tampa Bay and Brooklyn meeting for the first time this year. And Chelsea, what are you looking for in these opening minutes?
In the first 15 minutes, I'll be looking to see which team really sets the tempo of the match. The key will be forcing turnovers, winning first in those second balls and establishing control early to dictate how the game unfolds. Both of these teams haven't been doing as well, so it really comes down to who is ready to play this 90-minute match.
Immediately trying to find Nasello on this near side, and interesting to note, they've put Jordan Thompson over on that left side of the Brooklyn defense to deal with the threat of Nasello. That's going to be a battle to keep an eye on.
I always say when teams are in these type of situations and they're not doing as well in the season, the safe thing to do is play man-to-man, because those are individual battles. Set up your team to play man-to-man. Because it really just comes down to mentality and winning those individual battles.
Jordan Thompson gets us back underway. Ball delivered to the edge of the area. And by Milena. And put out by Tampa Bay Sun. Brooklyn will have a throw deep in Tampa Bay territory. It's Kroger over to take. Back to Kroger. It'll be the first goal kick of the match for Emery Wegner. And goal for Tampa Bay Sun. In front of her, Taylor Chisholm, Vivian Bissett, and Brooke Hendricks. The 3 central defenders, a line of Nasello, Provenzano, Gaillard, and McNeil across the middle. So ball delivered into the 18 is dealt with by Bissett. And up top, it's Cardi Gimona and Jilly Shimkin, with Faith Weber getting the start at the number 9. Maddie Parsons had been getting playing time as that target center forward. Just 1 goal on this season, so Faith Weber was an absolute standout in college. Led the nation in goals during her collegiate career. He's getting an opportunity to lead the attack for Tampa Bay. The approach from Brooklyn again. This is headed away by Gaillard. We've seen the best of Brooklyn. We've seen the worst of Brooklyn. Last time they were in Tampa Bay, a 3-0 victory where they were clicking. Mont Blanc played to the wing. It was Kat Zimmerman, the intended target. And it'll be a goal kick for Wegner. Consistency has been lacking for Brooklyn this season, and part of that has to do with the long list of absentees. They do get Jennifer Cujo back today, fresh off of winning the Pink Ladies Cup in UAE with Ghana. It's a welcome return in the Brooklyn midfield.
Which, it's difficult, but it really comes down to players fully buying into the system and clearly understanding what the coaching staff is asking of them. And consistency and execution and collective belief become crucial when the results aren't really going your way. You need to get your team to believe in you and to believe in your system.
Just outside the box, we'll take a look back. That's this coming together. Milena taking the worst of it.
Unfortunate crash with Milena taking out the air, but she seems fine to me.
She was one of 3 players that came on just past the hour mark in that 3-0 defeat to Spokane. Now back from their cross-country trip. Positive start for Brooklyn as Milena lays it off. It was won by Hill. Here's Cujo, first touches for the Ghanaian international. Pink Ladies Cup was cut a bit short due to the conflict in the Middle East, but Ghana did not get a chance to play their final game. Initially there was some confusion as to whether it would be rescheduled or they would finish it at some other time, and ultimately Ghana were named champions. And Cujo making her way back for the first time today. Tampa Bay forced to defend deep in the early part of this contest. It was dealt with by Hendricks. There's Breeslin. It's Hope Breeslin, who has been playing in central defense, lined up as part of the back 3 last Thursday. Now back in her natural midfield position.
Breeslin is a player I really enjoy seeing in the midfield because she has so much energy and she's able to run box to box. She also has a lot of pace on her when she has the ball at her feet. She's that type of player that will run at defenders and drag defenders in to then slip that ball through a space.
She was on the score sheet last time these two sides played back in December 13, scored the 2-0 in that 3-0 victory for Brooklyn. Here's Sam Kroger set to deliver. Swung in toward the penalty spot, bouncing in front of goal, and Rebecca Cook redirects. What a start for Brooklyn. Barely 5 minutes into the contest. First dead ball situation for Brooklyn, and they capitalize.
Kroger plays a great bouncing ball into the 6. Poor defending by Tampa, but Cook runs onto that ball and exposes that poor defending by putting a head on it. And the great little celebration.
Shades of Cristiano Ronaldo on the finish and the celebration.
That's good. The first 6 minutes of the game, Brooklyn has already set the tempo. It's clear that Tampa's focused on playing forward quickly, looking to connect on the lines rather than the middle, and they're not having much success.
Goal number 6 of the season for Rebecca Cook. Now leads the team all on her own. There's Milena with her back to goal. Officially coming in the 6th minute. One of the things that Tomas Sangarina lamented in his production call with us this week is how often they've conceded first and how much they've struggled to battle back from a deficit. Well, this is the perfect start for visiting Brooklyn.
It's the perfect start to get that goal in, and gain that confidence in the first 10 minutes of the match.
Sam Kroger, meanwhile, that's assist number 5 on this season, now just 1 off the lead in the Gainbridge Super League. Hendricks. Tampa Bay have barely been out of their own half. They trail a goal to 0.
We're already starting to see this Brooklyn side defend. It's a high pressure, forcing Tampa to make mistakes like this right here where they turned it over to Cook.
That's Breeslin on the run into the area. It's Chisholm who got there ahead of her and ushers the ball out. But Rebecca Cook winning the ball back and turning defense into attack.
Great things happen when you high press. It does leave you exposed behind. But if you high press as a unit and you win those balls, the transition just makes it so much easier and flawless.
Back by Kelsey Hill. Milena. Cook isolated on this near side, had her pocket picked by Chisholm. That's a lovely touch by Nasello to get away from her marker. Kroger giving chase. Here's Sydney Nasello. Crossed in, back post, left it a little short. Intended for Weber. Nasello.
And those are the moments that they're going to try. They're going to have to try avoiding with Nasello. Those quick turns that she runs into space.
Gaillard trying to win it back. Applies the pressure on Kroger. Ball stays in. And Gaillard has won it back. Appeals for a handball. It's ultimately sent away by Emma Loving. Here's McNeil. Provenzano. Vivian Bissett. McNeil, the early cross. Settled by Breeslin. Emma Loving. Zimmerman. Not able to bring that under her spell. It's Tampa Bay with the throw.
It's so important that they're up 1-0 in the first 10 minutes. What Brooklyn needs to do is just settle down, keep the ball at their feet, and find those spaces, find each other's feet, control the rhythm of the game, not get frantic.
That 3-0 win for Brooklyn here in mid-December is their only away win this season. They've picked up 7 of a possible 27 points on the road. And 3 of their 10 road goals came in that victory. 10 minutes gone in the opening half. Thompson. Trying to break through lines only as far as Chisholm. Chisholm, one of the newcomers to this Tampa Bay side. Player that Denise Schulte-Brown was raving about in terms of her coachability, and one of those players that's willing to run through walls. She's found a place in the starting lineup for herself alongside Bissett and Hendricks in that back three. This is Cujo. Breeslin. Now Thompson, patient in possession from Brooklyn. Breeslin trying to win it back in a battle with Gaillard, and the whistle blows against Sandrine Gaillard. Free kick for Brooklyn, another dangerous look. So Kroger dropped a dime into the area 6 minutes in. Pounced on by Rebecca Cook from point-blank range. Can she do it again? It's the left of Kroger, the right of Milena from this angle. Kroger whipped in, outswinger. It's left on the doorstep, cleared away by McNeil. And Annie Williams will chase it down.
Those crosses into the 6 by Kroger are so dangerous because it really exposes the back line how good they are at communicating. And if they're not working as a unit, it's so easy to get scored on.
Cross is flighted in by Cujo and off target in the end. Goal kick for Wegner. Here's a look back.
A perfect ball by Kroger. This is where maturity really becomes key for Brooklyn, managing the scoreline while staying in control of the game and forcing Tampa to play through them. I'd expect Breeslin to take charge in the middle of the park, showing a bit patience in possession and looking to wear Tampa down.
It's an inviting ball for Carly Giamona to run into, and Kroger was there to put out the fire. Covers a ton of ground, doesn't she, Sam Kroger?
Kroger does cover a lot of ground, and she's so small, but has so much energy to run box to box.
Gaillard battling through challenges. She beats a double team. Threw the ball into the edge of the box. Nasello won't get there as Kroger does, and Dougherty gets it away. Knocked down expertly by Breeslin from Milena, and she's fouled by Gaillard, who has to be careful due to repetition of fouls. It's lifted forward. Rebecca Cook with her back to goal, working against a double team. Emma Loving. Williams. First corner kick of the match. This corner kick presented by Baldwin Group. Protect what's possible. Quarter of an hour in, plenty of threats shown by Brooklyn on these set-piece situations. Now from a corner kick, it's Sam Kroger. And swinger, edge of the 6. It's a little overcooked by Kroger. And it'll rule out for a throw very deep in Tampa Bay Sun territory.
Moments like this, Brooklyn can't afford to let the ball slip through the middle that easily between two players. Moments like that can make all the difference and can be extremely dangerous.
Brooklyn scoring with their very first shot of the game. In fact, the only shot so far by either team. And Rebecca Cook finds the back of the net. Sent away by Chisholm. It's knocked away from Weber. And Nasello's won it back, driving at the defense. It's Sydney Nasello into the box. Attempted cross is deflected off of Jordan Thompson, and a corner kick awarded to Tampa Bay Sun.
Great movement by Nasello, and this is what you don't want, that space between the defender and Nasello. She's going to attack the defensive line with speed, forcing them to make a decision.
This corner kick presented by Baldwin Group. Perfect. Protect what's possible. Nasello has the option of playing short to Jilly Shimkin. Instead, it's driven in toward the back post. And for Tampa Bay there to meet it. And it's rolled all the way back for McNeil. Flighted into the area. It's loose on the doorstep. Giamona trying to track it down. And Kroger shielding the ball well. Puts it out smartly for a throw. Giamona. Has Nasello. Nasello allowed to churn and drive into the defense. It's palmed away by Dougherty. First intervention from the Brooklyn goalkeeper.
And that's what you don't want from the defensive line from Brooklyn. Why give Nasello so much space? If you see if you
look out as Tampa Bay Sun back in possession, winning it high up the pitch. This time Annie Williams there to make the stop, but it'll lead to another corner kick presented by Baldwin Group. Protect what's possible. Signs of life in the Tampa Bay Sun attack, now playing closer to Brooklyn's goal. And here's Shimkin to deliver. Trying to fight for control inside of the box. It was beset, finally cleared away by Brooklyn. Thompson makes the clearance. Nacello trying to put it back into the danger area. And Jordan Thompson watches it out. Goal kick for Daria. Here's that last chance for Tampa Bay.
And I mean, this is when details matter, because when you're leading a game, if Kroger steps in as an outside back, the center back supporting players have to stay tight to her. Don't allow space. Communication is crucial in those moments.
Yard sending it back. Flooded over the top. Faith Weber was chasing it downhill, was there ahead of her. It's been a decent response for Tampa Bay Sun, now playing in opposition territory. McNeil swings this one in. Faith Weber couldn't latch on. Weber, the 24-year-old on loan from NWSL's Denver Summit. She came over in a deal that sent Natasha Flint on loan the other way. Since she led the nation in scoring in her collegiate career, had 22 goals in 22 games for Utah Valley in 2025. And Schulte Brown, her coach, lauded the way that she's able to score in so many ways, either foot, headers. Hasn't really had a sight of goal yet today, but it's early in this contest, 20 minutes in. Here's Breeslin. Williams. Trying to drop it in for Zimmerman. Good ball delivered for Zimmerman. Now Milena waiting in the middle. Emma Loving with a touch. Milena is just unsettled enough by Chisholm. Williams. Brooklyn insisting in possession. Crossed in, allowed to bounce inside of the 18, doesn't reach Rebecca Cook. Breeslin is dispossessed by Nacello, only for the moment. Kroger was there. And now Sydney Nacello turning defense into attack.
It does make sense to have Kroger defend Nacello one-on-one. You can see that she's individually defending her, and that's her role in this game. Kroger is a great defender in the sense of she has quick feet. She'll keep the player in front of her. She has the energy.
Good yard, lovely ball forward, hint of an offside. Shimkin on the front foot on her left, denied by Kroger, and the offside flag came up. Good hold-up play by Faith Weber and the build-up.
A great build-up play. I would have liked to see the whole defensive line as a unit step up. Not be so hesitant.
Dougherty into the middle. Milena. Now McNeil. In a battle with Emma Loving. It's last touch by McNeil, and Brooklyn have a throw. So Brooklyn still without the South Korea international, Nayeon Shin, who was playing in the AFC Asian Women's Cup. I do have a new player on the bench, by the way. Rylan Childers has completed her paperwork, and signing for Brooklyn FC is available to debut today. Long throw looking for Cook, finding only the head of Hendricks. Milena is clattered into. Incidental contact. This will lead to a goal kick for Wegener. There is the Tampa Bay Sun coach, led the Sun to the inaugural title last season, defeating Fort Lauderdale in the final. Back for her second season. didn't have to pack and move. She was formerly the coach at USF.
Didn't have to pack and move. She also has set an identity for this team and has been with them for 2 years. And that's always great coming into a team like Tampa Bay, knowing that they already have their identity and their culture set on this team. Whereas in Brooklyn, everything has been a constant puzzle, trying to put the pieces together. Players going through these changes, and that could also be difficult not having that consistency.
Rebecca Cook has won the corner for Brooklyn FC. Meanwhile, Milena's had a very physical start to this game. This is the latest coming together.
A strong collision, unfortunate for Milena.
That time with Gabby Provenzano. Perhaps just getting the wind knocked out of her.
I always say in plays like that, when you're going in for those 50-50s, protect yourself.
Here's Tomas Tengarrinha, the Brooklyn coach. All of his experience prior to joining Brooklyn in his native Portugal. Let's take a look back. One of the issues that Brooklyn had last week was Rebecca Cook wasn't really playing close enough to goal, didn't really have much of a sight of goal. Well, 6 minutes in, flip the page.
What an incredible goal, an incredible placement by Kroger. This goal is really Kroger's assist, because she was able to place it perfectly in the 6, bouncing between the goalkeeper and center backs. Cook did a great job running onto it with pace and with aggression to go ahead and finish it off.
Against Spokane on Thursday night, Cook and Jess Garziano, who also got the start in that game, often picking the ball up in their own half, having to start the build-up. And connectivity wasn't there for Brooklyn in that contest. They completed just around 40% of their passes in the opposition half, about 40% in the final third. But a much better start for Brooklyn FC this time out. This corner kick presented by Baldwin Group. Protect what's possible.
Now it really just comes down for Brooklyn game management. Do they have the maturity to protect the lead, stay composed, and avoid letting the match become chaotic, or their level even just drop?
Second corner for Brooklyn. And once again, it's Kroger to deliver. Team of the Month honors in November and February for Sam Kroger. Delivers outswinger, heart of the area. Goal bound, cleared inside of the 6, and Hendricks is there to send it away. Brooklyn continuing to look dangerous. They'll have another corner.
Very close. Brooklyn has been successful getting space from Tampa Bay's defense, exposing them because they're defending really poorly. When you're defending a corner kick, you want to make sure that you're tight, that you're holding on to a shirt.
It's Williams who managed to get herself free and deliver the header. Kroger now in swinger. Back post for Thompson. And a goal kick in the end. Select the official match ball supplier of the Gainbridge Super League and many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select product specials and more. Select, the player's choice. Sent away by Thompson. Milena winning it in the middle. And Milena once again fouled. She's been banged around in the opening half an hour of this game. This time she clashes with Gaillard. And this time Gaillard took the worst of it.
You see that this game is just becoming really physical in the middle of the park, and that's because they're getting late to those tackles and those defending stands. And that's when you're really just becoming the chasing game and you want to get those fouls.
Once again, Sam Kroger standing over the ball, set to deliver a set-piece opportunity for Brooklyn. Lifted in, back post. There was contact inside of the area, incidental in the referee's view. Weber was last to touch it. Brooklyn will hold on to possession. They'll have a throw. Sent away by Bissett. Here's Cook to win it back. Kroger now with space and time to consider her options. It's whooped and delivered back post. An inviting cross is plucked out of the air by Wegner. Cujo. Zimmerman with her back to goal, a long way from goal. Here's Williams. Here's one back by Gabby Provenzano. Possession short-lived for Tampa Bay. Cujo now harassed and dispossessed by Carly Gemona. Put into space, and Kroger very close to Sydney Nicello. Denies the entry pass. Milena. Cook. Gaillard settles. Absorbs the contact, well anticipated. Chisholm. Here's Sydney Nicello driving at Kroger. Taking the scenic route around Sam Kroger into the area. Square ball's on, pulled back. And dealt with by the Brooklyn defense.
That was the first clear play that we've been able to see from this Tampa Bay side. Nicello attacking that end line and playing a cross ball into the 6, which those balls are extremely difficult to defend, but Tampa Bay hasn't been able to connect their passes or show much creativity. Instead, they're playing direct and forcing teammates into those divided balls.
That's the combination that Tampa Bay wants to find more of, Gemona and Nicello.
Which to me, clearly with Nicello, they have pace and quality to settle possession, build play, and connect more effectively, but they're just not doing so.
Loose ball is won by Weber through pure effort. Here's Nicello now. Slipped through nicely for Jillian Shimkin. And Weber will watch it out. So Tampa Bay Sun with a throw deep in Brooklyn territory. Nicello.
She just hit it off her back.
Nicello, that's goal bound, redirected at the near post and collected by Dougherty.
That is a play I haven't seen in a very long time.
That's some pickup soccer stuff.
That is some pickup soccer stuff. Absolutely.
Nicello has that sort of street soccer quality to her game and unpredictability. It's Chisholm. Nicello. Tampa Bay starting to find a little more joy in possession. And speaking of joy, take another look at this.
A quick little tap on her back. I genuinely haven't seen that since I was maybe 15, 14 years old, street soccer. Didn't even know that was allowed.
So beyond the 30-minute mark.
But creative.
One shot so far for Tampa Bay Sun. It was Sydney Nicello, denied by Dougherty. 3 shots from Brooklyn, 1 on target. That was Rebecca Cook's opener after 6 minutes. Strong header by Hendricks. Kroger tracks it down. Chisholm. Lifted in to find Nasello now on this near side. Faith Weber into the area. Shimkin was making the run, not found by Nasello, and it's watched out by Thompson for a goal kick. One in the air by Jamona. Kudjo with a touch. Rebecca Cook bursting along to get there, and instead it's Vivian Bissett. Milena again tripped up by Gaillard. And, well, that's not a whistle that Brooklyn wanted. They were on the front foot. Milena is fouled once again. It will produce a yellow card, first of the match. But it cut out a half chance for Brooklyn FC.
Milena is absolutely getting beat up in this match. A very physical interaction in the middle of the field with Gaillard.
So for the repetition of fouls, Sandrine Gaillard goes in the referee's book. 10 minutes to play in this first half normal time.
The referee has issued a yellow card to Tampa Bay's number 7.
Fourth yellow this season for Gaillard.
In the 34th minute.
Kroger bends it in. It's punched away by Wegener, an empty net, and cleared out of danger as Tampa Bay Sun put out the fire. Long throw in by Kroger is flicked on. Another foul whistled against Tampa Bay. This time Zimmerman was on the receiving end. Kudjo. Annie Williams leads Brooklyn in touches in this opening 45 minutes. It's settled here by Breeslin and dispossessed. It's poked loose by Gaillard. Kudjo winning it back. Possession short-lived for Tampa Bay. Cook now operating on the right. For Sabrina McNeil back to defend. Milena laying it off. Here's Kudjo. Into the middle beyond the reach of Breeslin. And Nasello in possession. Burst of acceleration from Sydney Nasello. Waiting for help to arrive. Didn't hear the footsteps of Kudjo, who was happy to pick her pocket. Breeslin. Annie Williams has been a reference point for Brooklyn, playing out of the back. If there isn't anything there to go forward or a jam in the middle, she becomes the valve that releases that pressure. Confident on the ball. She's a defender and midfielder, Annie Williams. The ball doesn't burn her feet. Long throw by Williams. Provenzano. So Carly Jamona starting a little deeper this time, and it's a good switch of play to find Taylor Chisholm. Route 1 soccer now from the Sun. Lovely ball by Chisholm. Lifted into the area now. That's not where Faith Weber was headed. Played behind her and given away to Dougherty. Nasello. Into space, and again, not on the same page with Faith Weber. Watched out once more by Jordan Thompson. This is the 12th start of the season for Kelsey Dougherty. Just a 1 clean sheet. Came on that last visit here, 3-0 victory. So there will be chances, I suspect, for Tampa Bay to get their way onto the score sheet. Can they do it before the half? Jamona, Gaillard, Nacello and Kroger never too far away. Gaillard continuing her run into the area. Here's Nacello driving at the defense. Did that take a deflection? No, it's a goal kick. She had a game-high 86 touches last game, Sydney Nacello. Maybe too many crosses in from this near side. She had 11 crosses in that contest.
Nacello is that player that she will take advantage of the space you give her. If she has the ball at her feet, she's going to try cutting in, she's going to try cutting out, using the speed, getting to the end line, playing those pace balls into the 6. She's going to test you as a defender. You can't give her that space.
Sent back through Hendricks. Nacello. Vivian Bissett. Closed down by Zimmerman. Did a good job to get that ball forward. McNeil dispossessed. This one back by Gabby Provenzano, but the referee blows it dead. It's a foul against Provenzano.
Provenzano needs to be careful with the fouls in the midfield. You can see that this Tampa Bay side is getting frustrated, and they're getting to those tackles late because they're not in those spaces early on.
So Rebecca Cook is fouled. Free kick Brooklyn. With 5 minutes remaining in first half normal time, possession has been fairly even, 52% advantage to Tampa Bay Sun.
Although I don't necessarily agree with those stats, because I feel...
Here's Cook from a long way out.
I feel as if
Breeslin.
Brooklyn has had way more possession than Tampa Bay. They're not connecting in the middle. They're not connecting out wide. It's as if they're just playing those loose balls up top for their forwards or midfields to fight for.
Coaches will tell you they're not ever too worried about the possession figure in and of itself. It's really just a percentage of total passes in the game. It doesn't tell you much about where that possession is or how threatening or dangerous.
Doesn't tell you much. I can say you can possess the whole game, but are you winning the game is the question.
Here's Milena now driving at the Tampa Bay defense, laying it off for Rebecca Cook. Zimmerman waiting inside of the 6. It's nudged away from danger. Milena chasing it down. Another throw from Brooklyn. Gabby Provenzano fighting for possession. Shimkin sending it forward. Faith Weber on an island all by herself against 3 defenders of Brooklyn. Thompson. Breeslin.
Breslin does such a good job keeping her composure there, knowing that if she can't go forward, okay, let's just bring it back. Let's keep possession. And that's what has set them apart from the Tampa Bay side.
Long ball out of the back by Hill. Here's Gaillard. Nacello. Bit of space and time to consider what's around her. Played into the area. That's dealt with by Annie Williams, who will chase it down herself. Zimmerman is tripped up by Hendricks, and that will be another free kick for Brooklyn, this time from inside their own half. It's 11 first half fouls from Tampa Bay, just 1 whistled against Brooklyn.
It's a team that is extremely physical, but it's like I mentioned before, that's because they're getting into those spaces late to defend. So it only leaves them the option to either slide tackle or go in for a full contact with the body.
All flooded forward, and Cello chasing it down. It's Thompson who puts it out of play. Here's Cook. Emma Loving. Strong that time for McNeil to hold on to possession for Tampa Bay. It was short-lived. Breslin rolling it back to a reset possession to Dougherty under pressure. It's quick to get it out to Kroger on the near side. She'll run out of real estate, and Tampa Bay will have it back via a throw. Sabrina McNeil with a team-high 35 touches in this opening half. She's been the most involved in the build-up for Tampa Bay Sun. Chisholm. Into the final minute of the opening half. Brooklyn finding the opening goal just 6 minutes in on a set piece. Their very first look on goal, their very first shot of the match was knotted in by Rebecca Cook for her 6th of the campaign. It's been relatively even since. Kroger. Breslin. Now Thompson. Tampa Bay advancing their lines, trying to make it difficult for Brooklyn to play out of the back.
The fourth official has indicated there will be a minimum
Chisholm.
of 2 minutes of added time.
Cello, surrounded by Brooklyn defenders, but solved it well. Now Carly Jamona got a kind bounce as the ball stays in play. It does ultimately roll out in front of the referee's assistant. So 2 minutes added on, a minimum 2 minutes of first half stoppage time. They'll play until at least the end of the 47th. Kroger.
It's been interesting to see how this Brooklyn side has adjusted with Graziano out.
It's another foul whistled against Tampa Bay. This time Chisholm the guilty party as Breslin is taken down. Now 12 first half fouls whistled against the home side. Breslin slow to get up. I asked Tomas Tingarina, what's the difference between the recent games during this 4-game spell without a victory and that 3-0 win that last time they played Tampa Bay down here? He really said it was down to player availability. They were missing key pieces, among them Jennifer Cujo. Starting to get players back and fit.
Which makes a big difference when you have depth in your lineup, because then you know you have players to play with. The sense, and if someone gets hurt, then you can easily exchange them.
Lovely touches from Milena, and a good delivery into the area. It's Zimmerman, who's doubled the lead for Brooklyn. Route 1 direct football from the visitors, and they've doubled their lead at the death of the opening half.
It's all about composure. Brilliantly worked by Milena. That look to Zimmerman. Zimmerman running onto that ball with a one-strike wonder. She just looked up to the far post. Beautiful goal, beautifully worked.
Brooklyn's terrific tandem at it again after Rebecca Cook opened the scoring 6 minutes in with her 6th of the campaign. Kat Zimmerman gets her 6th to make it 2-0 to Brooklyn. That'll be a happy locker room at the break. Provenzano.
What a beautiful goal.
Credit to Milena. Lovely touch to get away from her marker. And ball dropped into the area.
As a coach, those are plays that you always want to see.
Well, there is the halftime whistle. We're at the break in Tampa Bay. It's Tampa Bay Sun 0, Brooklyn 2. Your thoughts on the opening 45, Chelsea?
Brooklyn made their intentions clear early on. They wanted to take control of possession, and for much of the game, they did exactly that, moving the ball well and looking to switch to play like we just saw in this last goal. I really like what I'm seeing from them. Tampa, on the other hand, has struggled to find their rhythm with very little creativity coming from the midfield.
The 4th assist of the season for Sam Kroger, who found Rebecca Cook to break the deadlock after 6 minutes. Milena gets her 2nd assist of the campaign. She found Catherine Zimmerman with that long ball out of the midfield. And Zimmerman made no mistake. Had 2 goals in the win here back in mid-December. 2 of the 3 scored by Kat Zimmerman. She's got another one now. In honor of Women's Empowerment Night hosted by the Tampa Bay Sun, we send it down to our sideline reporter, Sophia Chepnik, who's joined by the goal scorer, Rebecca Cook. Sophia.
Thanks, Dre. Rebecca, you scored the first goal tonight. It was your 6th goal of the season, but your first team goal since February 14th. Walk us through it.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good cross in. We were set up well on the free kick, and I just followed through, and luckily it bounced right through to me.
Brooklyn FC is now up by 2. What's the mindset going into the locker room to secure this victory?
Just keep going. We're playing our best when we're playing at a high intensity, when our press is good, so definitely not going to sit off, going to keep pushing for more goals, and yeah.
Thanks. Good luck.
So a 2-0 lead for Brooklyn as Rebecca Cook and Kat Zimmerman continue to provide the danger. Brooklyn FC lead Tampa Bay Sun 2-0 at the break. We're back with more and a look at the best of the opening 45 on the other side. Stay with us.
Prinks Tires in the USL help soccer journeys everywhere to drive harder. From city playgrounds to suburban sidelines, from early mornings to late nights, from fun with friends to winner takes all, from the biggest fan to the biggest heart. And at every turn, Prinks Tires will be there for the long haul.
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
I'm Spencer. Yeah. Champion of savings. Because when it comes to saving money, no one saves like me. And when it's time to get a better rate for new or used wheels, Suncoast Credit Union has the best deal.
Refi your ride with Suncoast. Get $200 cash back and no payments for 90 days. Visit a branch or suncoast.com/auto refi.
Get influenced by me. Get pre-approved for an auto loan at Suncoast and you'll love your rate as much as you love your ride. I'm Spencer. Yeah. champion of savings. Because when it comes to saving money, no one saves like me. And when it's time to get a better rate for new or used wheels, Suncoast Credit Union has the best deal.
Refi your ride with Suncoast. Get $200 cash back and no payments for 90 days. Visit a branch or suncoast.com/auto refi.
Get influenced by me. Get pre-approved for an auto loan at Suncoast and you'll love your rate as much as you love your ride.
It is halftime at Suncoast Credit Union Field in Tampa, where a big moment pre-game as the banner unfurled. Tampa Bay Sun, the inaugural champions of the Gainbridge Super League. A little pregame ceremony to get tonight's action going. Meanwhile, here's a look back at what's coming up on the schedule in this Gainbridge Super League Week 23. Dallas against Lexington tonight at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. On Saturday, a doubleheader as Lexington take on Fort Lauderdale at 5 p.m., followed by Spokane against DC Power at 9. And then Sunday, 2 more games. Brooklyn back in action. They'll be at home against Carolina, 3 p.m. Eastern. And things wrap up with Dallas against Sporting Jacksonville at 5. Of course, all games on Peacock. Well, as we head to the break, stay with us for a special preview of Episode 2 of Built for Success, stories from the Gainbridge Super League, featuring Tampa Bay Sun FC captain Jordan Listro and her journey from her home in Canada to captaining the Sun to their first title in league history.
Definitely Jordan's best qualities are how hard and physical she is, and it's not fun to play against.
2 touch, Jordan. Touch, finish. Jordan brings a ton of experience. She's an absolute warrior on the field.
I just want to win so bad, and I'll just do anything it takes. And that's kind of my mentality.
We're excited you're here this evening as we take on Spokane Zephyr FC.
This is all hard, like this game, because it is brutal out here.
Tampa Bay in search of their first home win.
Being a professional athlete, there are going to be lows and adversity.
We can do this, but we have to put in the work.
The back stick. Oh, it goes in off the deflection.
Gainbridge Super League. It's giving so many players more opportunities to play. It's been a dream come true for me.
Presenting sponsor Brandt, one of our original founding sponsors. Brandt serves farmers and growers around the globe with innovative crop input solutions. Headquartered right here in Tampa, Brandt helps farmers build a more sustainable, profitable, and reliable supply of food, fuel, and fiber. When they're not rooting for the Sun, Brandt is focused on ways to help reduce food waste at the community level.
I'm Spencer. Champion of savings. Because when it comes to saving money, no one saves like me. And when it's time to get a better rate for new or used wheels, Suncoast Credit Union has the best deal.
Refi your ride with Suncoast. Get $200 cash back and no payments for 90 days. Visit a branch or suncoast.com/auto refi.
Get influenced by me. Get pre-approved for an auto loan at Suncoast and you'll love your rate as much as you love your ride.
Gather your people. When you bring your group to a Sun match, you receive exclusive savings on tickets and access to unique experiences that bring your members closer to the action. It's the perfect way to celebrate, connect, and share the energy of match day together. Tonight we're welcoming a bunch of groups, and when you hear your name, we want to hear you holler back. Welcome and thank you to Tampa General Hospital for sponsoring our group of women in healthcare. Welcome and thank you to the Tampa Bay Inferno for sponsoring our group of women in the legal field from Ogletree Deacons and women in football from the Tampa Bay Inferno. Welcome Spectra Contract Flooring Company. Welcome Chargers Soccer Club. Welcome Amplify Women of Tampa Bay. Welcome Girl Scouts of West Central Florida. Welcome Empowerment Community Center. Welcome Mother Kombucha. Welcome Making Strides. Welcome Soul Purpose. Welcome to the women of the Boys and Girls Clubs of positive impact on our community. Stop by the ticketing team tent next to the main gate for further details and to secure.
Welcome back. There is Soleil, the sun-loving lizard mascot of the Tampa Bay Sun. You may want to look away during this segment as we take a look back at the very best of the opening 45. Brooklyn lead it 2-0. And here's how it all transpired just 6 minutes in.
Attack. I loved it.
So scoring early and late in that opening 45 minutes, Brooklyn with a 2-0 lead at the break. They've outshot Tampa Bay 5-1. 2 shots on target. They both found the back of the net. Possession split fairly evenly, a slight edge to the Tampa Bay Sun.
Tampa has really struggled to establish rhythm or cohesion, especially in the midfield, where that lack of creativity and the connection has limited their ability to build like meaningful attacking phases.
Well, Brooklyn finding joy in the Florida Gulf Coast once again. They lead it 2-0 at the break. Plenty of soccer still to play as we get ticking toward the second half. Stay with us. Welcome back to Suncoast Credit Union Field. We're at halftime, Tampa Bay Sun 0, Brooklyn FC 2. Just moments from getting this second half underway. And goals at really the best times if you're looking at it from Brooklyn's perspective. They get the early goal after 6 minutes to Rebecca Cook. That sets the tone, allows them to settle themselves. And late in that half, third minute of stoppage time, Zimmerman doubles the lead.
Zimmerman doubles the lead, and they haven't had a victory in over 5 games, I'm pretty sure. So this is a big moment, a big confidence booster for this squad. But this is when maturity really comes in. Are they going to be able to play composed in the second half and maintain that level? That's what's going to be extremely interesting. And we were talking about it during the half. It seems as if they've simplified the game a bit with Breeslin in the midfield.
So we're going to see a trio of substitutions for the host. Jordan Listro will be checking in. She'll replace Gaillard in the midfield. Also see the introduction of Jordan Zaid and Peyton Parsons. Second half underway in Tampa. Host trailing it 2-0. So Peyton Parsons is in, a 23-year-old replacing Jilly Shimkin. Jordan Zaid takes over from Sabrina McNeil. And as mentioned, Listro slots in for Gaillard, who did pick up the game's first yellow card back in the 35th minute. Ball's loose inside of the 18. Scrambling back is Kelsey Hill, trying to avoid the corner, and does so. So clearly, Denise Schulte-Brown did not like what she saw in those first 45 minutes. It's a major shakeup of the 11.
A major shakeup. She knew she had to make adjustments because this Tampa Bay side, it's not a side that I'm recognizing right now. I'm used to seeing them high press, being able to connect those passes, but we're not necessarily seeing that. They're playing a bit more chaotic. They're playing those divided balls up to the flanks where it doesn't really make sense because they have the time to play.
Here's Nacello. Bending ball in toward the back post. Crowd there to meet it. The ball's loose in the 18. And it's Nacello scrambling back to try and recover it herself. Tackled by Nacello. Here's Parsons. Finding a pocket of space in attack now, Parsons. Left that pass behind Weber. It's a debut for Peyton Parsons, a 23-year-old included into the lineup for this one. Meanwhile, it's the 16th appearance of the season for Jordan Zaid and the 19th for Jordan Listro, who had gotten all of her minutes from the start. This will be the first time that the captain Listro comes in off the bench. Goal kick for Dougherty. No changes for Brooklyn. It's the same 11 that walked out at the start. Dougherty in goal, a back four of Williams, Hill, Thompson, and Kroger. Midfield foursome of Cujo, Milena, Loving, and Breslin, while Zimmerman and Cook both on the score sheet up top. Listro, having stepped in, takes over the captain's armband. Interesting, with the changes, Nacello has switched over to the left wing. Here she is now in possession. Ball clipped forward for Giamona. Cujo in traffic. Did well under pressure. Rebecca Cook laying it off. Zimmerman off to the races. Shrugs off the challenge from Bissett, and it's whistled against Zimmerman.
Sometimes less is more, and that's exactly what Tampa needs right now. Not play those divided balls, settle on the ball, keep possession, and look to find Nacello, who's clearly their reference point in attack. Because when she has the ball at her feet, she does something with it. She creates.
I love players who try things.
Did you do that in your day of playing?
Poorly. Another throw for Tampa. Tampa Bay back in their own half. Brooklyn once again putting it out of play. Weber. Zimmerman wins a throw here for Brooklyn. There weren't a huge amount of chances in the opening 45 minutes, but it was an eventful first half. 5 shots from Brooklyn, 2 of those finding the target. Alejo Katume puts a stop to the action here.
Not a lot of shots, but they were able to make something out of those 5 shots. 2 goals out of 5, and that says something.
A yellow card for Tampa Bay's assistant coach. Gets a talking to from the 4th official and the referee. It's won by Cujo.
The referee has issued a yellow card to Tampa Bay's assistant coach in the 51st minute.
5 minutes have gone by in this second half without a ton of football being played. Both sides trying to exert control. Here's Milena now in traffic. She's had that pulled loose. Emma Loving trying to split the double team. Picked up once again by Peyton Parsons.
Those are plays that can't happen in between Tampa Bay's back line. Loving attacking the end line with 2 players around her. How was she able to cross that ball? She shouldn't be able to cross that ball when she has 2 defenders on her at the same time. It's a matter of them communicating on who's stepping, who's going to poke that ball.
Peyton Parsons, by the way, was signed just 2 days ago officially. Tampa Bay Sun making the announcement. Former Texas Tech player. Still learning her teammates' names, but she's on for her debut in a game in which they trailed 2 goals to 0.
Big moment for her, her first professional contract.
Milena delivers. Marcelo probably happy to have Kroger all the way on the other side of the pitch after that halftime switch. Was blasted out of the back. Zaid.
A great adjustment by the coaching staff, knowing that Marcelo couldn't take on Kroger 1v1.
Well, Zaid taking on Kroger 1v1 now, and Kroger deals with the challenge.
And if you notice, Kroger is very patient in her defending. She keeps her feet, she keeps it on her toes. She tracks back as she really knows when to step in. You're seeing her perfectly here. She doesn't cross her feet. She waits patiently when to go ahead and poke that ball.
This corner kick presented by the Baldwin Group. Protect what's possible. Marcelo outswinger. There's Listro. Sending it back into the danger zone. A lovely touch by Weber. And Bissett commits the foul. She couldn't know what was behind her.
That could have been a dangerous play against Brooklyn, and it's all because they didn't anticipate that play and get into those spaces. Giving Listro that space to go ahead and try to take that shot.
Restarted through Dougherty. That's lovely football from Breeslin. And she's found Rebecca Cook out front. Cook! That's just fingertipped wide by Wegener.
What a ball by Breeslin. When you give her the space, she will be creative. That's the type of player that Breeslin is. A quick touch in between defenders, floating ball to Cook. Unfortunately, a bit too wide. Would have been a beautifully built up play.
Wegener did not get a touch on that ball. Moments of magic from Hope Breeslin. Really deserved the finish. Zimmerman now. Wonderful control out wide in traffic. Combining with Kroger. How about that touch to get away from her marker? Into space now, it's Williams arriving. Isolated near side. Emma Loving. And Loving commits the foul. It's well defended by the newcomer Parsons.
Really good defended by Parsons. Loving should have been a little bit more patient there. She already lost the ball. I mean, I understand the decision to make that foul there. It's better to have your whole team behind the ball than to have Parsons go ahead and run up the line or send that ball into divided midfielder.
Brooklyn back on the front foot through Zimmerman. Now Cook from the edge of the area. Breeslin continues her run. She's found. It's Breeslin! Wonderful combination, connective football from Brooklyn, who have their third. For the second time in as many visits to Tampa Bay, it's Brooklyn 3, Tampa Bay Sun 0.
Very happy for Breeslin. Great things happen when you continue to play and you run into space. You see her running into space right here. And a quick look, one touch wonder finish. What a goal!
Rebecca Cook paying it forward after that brilliant delivery from Breeslin out of the midfield. It's Breeslin on the finishing touch this time to make it 3 for Brooklyn FC.
Brilliant things happen when you put Breeslin up the field. Change her position. She's not a defender. She's a midfielder.
Third goal of the season for Hope Breeslin.
Very happy for her.
And Jess Garziano checking into the contest for Brooklyn. Excuse me, she celebrated with Jess Garziano. You can see they're enjoying their football, Brooklyn FC. It's over the head of Rebecca Cook. Cook still with a chance to run onto it, looking to make it 4 into the waiting gloves of Wegener.
Tampa Bay is 3-0 down, the 57th minute. It's how they control these moments and come back from this. There's still time. I've seen games come back into play.
Over half an hour remains. Tampa Bay needs something to go their way.
It really just comes down to who is going to take accountability in the midfield and take that leadership role. Tampa doesn't have anyone that is demanding the ball in the midfield or even that defensive line telling everyone, okay, everyone calm down. This is what we need to do. It's as if everyone is just scattered.
Square ball's in, and Parsons couldn't keep her shot down, but getting into a dangerous spot.
Parsons running into that dangerous spot, that explosive. If she would have put her body up over the ball a little bit more, it wouldn't have gone over the goal.
Parsons had 17 goals and 13 assists in her collegiate career at Texas Tech. 8 of those goals were game winners, earning first team all Big 12 honors in back-to-back years, 2024, 2025. They could use some of that goal scoring now.
She knows how to score, and that is something that can't be taught.
Zimmerman working here against Chisholm. Another corner kick presented by Baldwin Group. Protect what's possible. As Brooklyn comfortably in front as we tick toward the hour mark in Tampa Bay. Milena, in swinger, edge of the area, inside of the 6-yard box. The header's over the top. This time the center back, Thomas.
Really impressive corner into that 6, curved ball perfectly.
There's Chisholm with the work rate from Rebecca Cook. It's that first line of defense. Zimmerman now scrambling into the area. Zimmerman! Just agonizingly wide across the mouth of goal. And still Brooklyn look closer to the 4th than Tampa Bay to the 1st.
Zimmerman being able to separate herself from Bissett with that speed, using her arm to get in front of the defender. Extremely impressive.
Down by Nicello, taken back by Williams. Kroger. Pushing it back by Parsons. And Williams on the receiving end of the foul. Free kick for Brooklyn.
Now we're starting to see a more confident Brooklyn side where they're holding on to the ball. They're trying little things, flicking passes. This is the Brooklyn that I identify with.
Milena trying to keep that in play. It will be a throw for Tampa Bay. Strong to hold on to possession by Gabby Provenzano. There's Listro. Weber trying to find a little joy out wide. Combination trying to unlock the defense, and they may do so here as Wegener has to come a long way out. The offside flag is up against Brooklyn.
Substitution for Brooklyn, entering the match, number 9, Jessica Garziano. She replaces number 6, Jennifer Cujo.
So a substitution for Brooklyn and for Tampa Bay. Jessica Garziano will step in. She'll replace Jennifer Cujo, who's just made her return from international duty. So Garziano will get about a half an hour left of this game, while Maddie Parsons checks in. She replaces Carly Jamona, adding some fresh legs in attack for the Tampa Bay Sun.
Parsons is that player that will sit very high on the offensive side and wait for those balls to shield, play that one touch, then go ahead and move into the space.
Maddie Parsons, out and out center forward. She was with Lexington last year, having joined the club initially as a trialist. Swung in by Parsons, floated into the 6 and plucked out of the air by Dougherty, who holds on. Had 6 goals, 5 assists with Lexington before leaving the club at the end of the season. Joined the Tampa Bay Sun this campaign. Been a hard-working striker, a lot of her work coming off the bench. Just 1 goal to show for her efforts so far.
Parsons succeeds on those one-touch passes back and then moving into space.
And now Jordan Listro picks up the yellow card for the foul against Rebecca Cook. She had replaced Gaillard, who had the first yellow card back in the 35th minute.
It is a yellow card. She was grabbing on to her after. Once the play is done, if you feel as if the player is holding on to you, like the way Listro felt that Cook was holding on to her, throw yourself. And that's where soccer IQ really comes in.
Sell it.
Sell it. Fake it. Do what you have to do.
Weber. That ball intercepted.
The referee has issued a yellow card to Tampa Bay's number 5, Jordan
Chisholm
Lipscomb,
now.
in the 64th minute.
Quite cleared out of danger. Parsons on the ball. First touches for Maddie Parsons. Vivian Bissett. Long switch of play. Kroger was there to intercept. Settled by Breeslin. Now working against Provenzano. Had her pocket picked. Nacello working once more against Kroger. Here's Sydney Nacello. Anticipation in the crowd every time Nacello touches the ball. Square ball in through traffic. And Brooklyn deal with the danger. That'll play by Williams. Tampa Bay Sun have a throw. '65th minute of the game. 2 balls out there now. Tampa Bay may need both of them to score. They've had 1 shot in the course of this hour plus.
We've had 1 shot, which just shows that they have no attacking options.
So Kelsey Dougherty will get some attention here. That'll give players a chance to hydrate. Meanwhile, Sam Kroger against Sydney Nacello was a fun theme in the opening 45 minutes, the battle those two have had. Here's a look at what Kroger has done, starting with that assist just 6 minutes in.
Offensively, she's done a great job placing those balls into the 6. She has it down to the tee, knowing how to go ahead and cross that ball and put in those dangerous bouncing balls into this. We're seeing it right here. And it's so easy for players to run onto a type of ball like that.
It's a game high 3 chances created and 1 assist for Sam Kroger.
And not only has she been strong offensively, but also defensively. She stays on her feet. She knows when to go down for a tackle or poke a ball. She keeps the offensive player or the forward in front of her.
Midfielder by trade, filling in as part of this back line, but given license to get forward and involved in the attack. Also that ability to create chances from set pieces. She takes her corners, they're dangerous free kicks.
You can tell that she plays a really important piece to the puzzle.
So Dougherty receives some attention. She's okay to continue. Game will resume via a drop ball for Hendricks. Catapulted forward to the area. Parsons settles, unsettled by Breeslin. Taken away by Williams, knocked down now by Listro. Parsons in the middle, surrounded by defenders. Chisholm out wide. Jordan Zaid now. Trying to create that sliver of an opening. Breeslin there intercepts inside of the area. It's an important intervention. Now Listro. And Loving deals with the danger. Chisholm. Ball into the box once more. It's flicked on by Faith Weber. And it'll be a goal kick for Dougherty. Weber really hasn't had much service to latch onto. Brooklyn working on what would be their 2nd road win this season. And both have been at this stadium against Tampa Bay.
Winning on the road is always difficult, especially for a team like Brooklyn that hasn't had the chance to even train because they've been on the road so much.
Travel and weather conditions, as you would know, in New York have been less than ideal for training outdoors.
Awful. Awful it's been. We've had 2 days of summer or spring, whatever it was called, and now it's just awful weather.
And we asked Tomas Tingarriña how preparations had gone for this game following the cross-country trip to Spokane. He said it was a better question for the strength and conditioning coach, given how limited they are in practice and how most of the work is in recovery. Trying to make the players fit and in game shape ahead of kickoff.
Exactly. I mean, I have a serious question for the groundhog to know when spring is actually coming.
Rebecca Cook dispossessed by Lidstrom. Zaid had that taken away by Garziano. And last touch by Jordan Zaid. Minutes left in normal time. Tampa Bay Sun needs a bounce to go their way. So Milena is dispossessed. Parsons gives it back and Milena is fouled. It'll be a free kick for Brooklyn. She's been sacrificing her body all game long, Milena.
She seems so frustrated. She's sacrificing her body, but hey, you got a foul against.
Had the assist in first half stoppage time. She found Catherine Zimmerman with a wonderful ball. Ball catapulted into the box. Zimmerman was the intended target, and it's gathered up by Wegner. Maddie Parsons. Starting out wider this time. Nicello. Listro's header.
It's really interesting to see Parsons come in as a sub, because for the Lexington side, she was a reference player that played most of the minutes. So I wonder how she's adjusting to that.
Listro, space and time to deliver across. Good service in. Falls to Nicello at the back post. Here's Nicello looking for an opening. On her right, Nicello! Just over the bar. And you can see the frustration seeping through.
Great service in by Listro. You see Nicello doing what she does best, waiting, being patient, moving her feet, seeing if she can find that space to take that strike onto the goal. Unfortunately, opened her hips a bit too wide and went over.
She had Annie Williams dancing at that back post. Provenzano, sent back by Milena. Nicello back in possession now. Working against Emma Loving. Still Nicello rides the challenge of Milena. And the foul's whistled against the Brazilian. And a yellow card. It's going to be issued to Milena here for a provocative little kick. Nicello reacting. A little bit of disrespect for Milena, and she's gone in the referee's book.
I mean, it's unfortunate that Milena has let her anger get the best of her. It's something that you don't necessarily want to do. I understand that it's a physical play and it's easy.
I think the yellow card was coming anyway.
And it's easy to get out of your personality, but a kick like that towards a player, for me, that's an automatic red card. I don't think necessarily it's a yellow card. He's giving her a break here.
I tend to agree, and considering the fact he was already reaching for the pocket, he was going to give a yellow. It could have been another yellow for the kick toward the player.
Exactly.
If not a direct red.
Exactly. So a direct red because it was intentional.
Normally
when you do things like that,
you're sent off.
You don't want it to be intentional. You don't want it to make it obvious, and Milena made it very obvious in this case.
It's still 11 against 11. Here's Zaid out wide. Crossed in, edge of the 6th. A header by Bissett. Flashes wide. 7th yellow of the season for Milena. And Nicello was understandably furious.
Great cross in. Would have been a complete game changer if they would have scored at that moment.
The Gainbridge Super League season is in full swing. Visit GainbridgeSuperLeague.com for all the latest information, analysis, and insight into all things Gainbridge Super League. Into that business end of the season now. Teams jostling for playoff positioning. So it could go a long way toward getting Brooklyn back in the fight for a postseason berth. Neat touch by Milena to get past her marker Hendrick. She's got options to either side now. Milena pulling the strings. Pass was a little slack, and Chisholm was there to cut it out. It's one back by Breeslin though. Thought about the shot, laying it off. Here's Jess Garziano, and scuffs her shot.
Substitution for Brooklyn.
So Brooklyn will make another change. Sophia Lewis is stepping in, and Milena will exit the game. Which is probably a smart decision by Tomas Tingarinha.
Smart decision by the coaching staff to take her out because Milena already has a yellow. You see that she's already getting heated. Great decision to take her out.
And Sophia Lewis, the Jacksonville native, is on as the second substitution for Brooklyn. They have 3 changes and 1 window left.
And that substitution comes in the 76th minute.
It's Listro. Not able to keep that in play. It'll be a throw for Brooklyn. So Milena exits, but not before providing a wonderful assist to Kat Zimmerman back in first half stoppage time. That doubled the lead for Brooklyn, and Brooklyn FC would find a third in the second half when Hope Breslin put the finishing touches on a 3-0. Sam Kroger, who's slow to get up.
Kroger went down. It seems like she got kneed in the stomach.
Catching the knee of Jordan Zaid. And she's going to need some attention, so she'll step off momentarily. She set the tone in this game with that delivery in the 6th minute.
Kroger has really had an outstanding game and has set the tone for the team in general, offensively and defensively. She brings a lot of energy.
He's showed around, sharing words with Taylor Chisholm.
Interesting, you see coaching staff with gloves on. Is it really that cold in Tampa?
It's 70 degrees.
Oh.
It's a wonderful spring evening
on
the Gulf Coast.
But I will say it must be a humid 70
It was 70 at kickoff. The sun has gone down. It's
cool.
Lightly cooler now. So Nacello having a word, and she might be explaining that should have been a red card against Milena. And she seems unconvinced by the referee's response.
These are the moments that the VAR would come into play.
So a lengthy stoppage here as Sam Kroger gets some attention. She caught that knee of Jordan Zaid around the hip area. A little shaken up, but looks likely to continue. A little better from Tampa Bay Sun in this second half, but still no breakthrough. So changes coming for Brooklyn. There's Leah Scarpelli.
substitutions for Brooklyn. Entering the game, number 17, Leah Scarpelli. She replaces number 3, Samantha Kroger.
So Kroger does
also
come off.
Number 7, Anna Markovic.
Scarps replaces her, while up top, Anna Markovic is in for the goal scorer, Rebecca Cook.
These subs come in the 79th
The two players that combine on that opening goal make their exit, Kroger and Cook. This is Parsons. Cello, the intended target, are sitting Cello against Emma Loving. Eddie Parsons, strong to win possession. Cristiano, who gets in the way to intercept that one. Now Zimmerman has to backtrack. Breeslin. First touch of the game for Anna Markovic. It's turned over.
It's so hard to come into games in the 79th minute when a team already has a tempo going. You're coming off the bench.
Hendricks.
Being able to fall into that rhythm is often difficult.
Emma Loving. Zimmerman dropping a little deeper now, more of a playmaker role. Scarps. First touches for the substitute. The immediate cross delivered. Anna Markovic will chase it down. And Markovic collects. Loving. Squeezes her cross into the area. No one there to meet it. Listro is there for Tampa Bay.
Good cross into the area, but if you don't see a player running in, I would recommend maybe swinging the ball back around. You're already up 3-0.
A yellow card is shown by Alejo Katume. It's Jordan Thompson who picks up the caution. That's her 6th yellow of the season.
The referee has issued a yellow card to Brooklyn's number 16, Jordan Thompson, in the 81st minute.
It's a difficult ball back for Annie Williams, but she dealt with it okay. Here's Nacello now. Ball clipped into the area. Parsons giving chase. Peyton Parsons on her debut. Ran out of options and ideas. It'll be a goal kick for Kelsey Doherty. Brooklyn outshooting Tampa Bay 11-4, 4 on target to Tampa Bay's 1, and that one from Tampa Bay Sun was their very first shot of the game. Some did a better job creating against Carolina on Friday night. That was a 1-0 defeat, but one in which they probably deserved more. More and better chances. Succumbed to Tyler Lucy's first goal for Carolina. Lucy has since added a second.
Lucy has been having an incredible season so far, coming from the NWSL.
Long switch for Zaid. She has Listro in support. Taking on Zimmerman. Zaid delivered back post, and Peyton Parsons was the closest to that. You can stay up to date with the Gainbridge Super League. Sign up for the Super Newsletter. Get news about your favorite team and stories from around the league delivered directly to your inbox every week. Sign up at GainbridgeSuperLeague.com/newsletter. Faith Weber, also the newcomer, has the only shot on target for Tampa Bay Sun tonight. Service just hasn't been there for her so far. This is Nacello now. Popping up in all sorts of places. Sydney Nacello Had Gabby Provenzano at the edge of the area. Still Nasello walking a tightrope at the end line. And Scarpelli last to touch it, so it will be a corner kick for Tampa Bay.
So interesting. Nasello hasn't been able to get around any defenders in the first or early the second half with Kroger in. This is her first time that she was able to get a cross in.
This corner kick presented by the Baldwin Group. Protect what's possible. Was driven into the edge of the 6-yard box. Listro now putting it back in the danger zone. Hendricks just wants to keep it in play and could not redirect it goal bound. Just over 5 minutes remain of normal time. Tampa Bay have more final third entries than Brooklyn. They have more touches inside the area than Brooklyn, and they trail 3-0. Lifted out wide for Nasello, who's working against Thompson. Thompson deals with it well. Zimmerman dispossessed. Listro. Arziano. Switch to the near side for Anna Markovic. And it's played behind her. She wanted it played into space. There's plenty of room to operate. Needed better service. Led it forward by Breeslin. No one in particular for Brooklyn FC, so Wegener collects. Bissett. It's a brilliant ball out of the back and finds Sydney Nasello. Again working against Thompson. Zaid gets her cross in. Maddie Parsons. Peyton Parsons. Space to deliver a cross. It's bending toward the back post and plucked out of the sky by Dougherty. Has been a tough season for the defending champions, inaugural champions who unfurled their banner today in a pregame ceremony, but they dropped into last place in the 19 table back on week 2. They have been there ever since. It's Maddie Parsons. Faith Weber now with her back to goal. Finds Peyton Parsons on her left. And too many Brooklyn bodies to get through.
And those are the moments that you want to be careful with, giving Tampa Bay even that hope to get through.
Clean sheets have been few and far between. 29 goals conceded by Brooklyn. This the 12th appearance of the season by Dougherty. She has 1 clean sheet. She's working on her second. Tampa Bay trying to spoil it. Weber. Zaid against Scarpelli. Showed too much of the ball to Scarps. Zaid does get the cross in though, near post. It was Thompson to deal with the threat. Nasello with the throw for Zaid. Another cross in from the far side into the waiting hands of Dougherty on the bounce. It's a result that would see Brooklyn climb level with Spokane, who are in 5th place, just outside of the playoff line, on 25 points.
This is their first win. Their last 4 games.
Check that. They came in with 19 points. So add 3, they would be 3 points back of Spokane in 5th. And it's Dallas who, for the moment, are holding on to that last ticket to the playoff following Carolina's win yesterday. But you're right, Brooklyn, after winning 3-0 on their last trip to Tampa Bay, winless in 4, they might want to play the rest of their season here. 3-0 in mid-December, 3-0 tonight. Peyton Parsons a little shaken up, working on that left knee. It's the final minute of normal time ticks away. This has been exactly the kind of performance that Brooklyn have wanted. It's consistency that they've been looking for all season long. When they played the way they have tonight, with Rebecca Cook and Zimmerman looking dangerous as they were in the first half, and Kroger pulling the strings.
The great thing is that they get to go home with confidence, knowing that they won this team 3-0, and it wasn't a bad game for them. They played extremely well, creative, finding those outlets, connecting those passes, really having an identity, something that they haven't had in quite some time.
Came into this one off of back-to-back losses, and their last two 3-0 defeat to Spokane, 2-0 loss at home to DC Power, who have been improving as well.
The fourth official has indicated there will be a minimum,
So a minimum 3 minutes added on, 3 minutes of stoppage time. Dougherty denied a cross-turn shot from Nasello in the first half, and then the lone real shot on target from Faith Weber. Hasn't really been tested too much by Tampa Bay tonight. Williams. Zimmerman. Again to Williams. Brooklyn happy to take time off the clock. I'm a loving for Anna Markovic. The flag stays down. Markovic delivers across. Oh, the meet at the back post, and now Listro leading the charge for Tampa Bay. Nasello.
This is when your game knowledge comes into play. You want to waste time. This is Brooklyn side. You don't want to be chasing the ball.
Jordan Zaid. As Faith Weber waits inside of the area. The cross gets away from her. And a goal kick for Dougherty.
It's normal for Tampa Bay to get chaotic in the last 3 minutes, trying to get at least a goal in.
Only that one first half shot from Tampa Bay Sun. They've improved slightly in the second half. 4 shots, none on target though. Again, not much of a test for Dougherty in goal.
Have improved in the second half, but haven't had much of any type of creative outlets being able to connect midfield with the forwards. It's as if once the midfielder gets the ball, they don't have no one to play it to because everyone is running away.
Nasello. It's Nasello who wins it back off of Breeslin. Driving at the Brooklyn defense. Zaid again out wide. Invited to deliver another cross. Squeezes this one at near post, punched away by Dougherty. Provenzano. Chested down by Nasello and poked loose by Fia Lewis. Brooklyn have a throw, and there will be in no rush to take it. Sent away by Emma Loving.
Now it just seems like a kickball match that they're just trying to get the ball out. Both sides.
Tampa Bay Sun will suffer their 8th loss of this season. They'll remain on 15 points, bottom of the table through week 23. Markovic is fouled here, and a free kick opportunity for Brooklyn as we're well past the minimum 3 minutes added on. This may be the final kick of the match. Kat Zimmerman stands over it. Scarpelli as well. And Zimmerman happy to take it to the corner flag. Last touch by Tampa Bay.
They're already a minute over.
In a 3-0 game. Williams to put it back in play. Tampa Bay's ball now. Where is it? No, he's given a corner kick. So this corner presented by Baldwin Group, protect what's possible. Or a free kick. Zimmerman now. And finally, there is the final whistle. A much improved Brooklyn FC put 3 past Tampa Bay on their second visit to the stadium. They pick up their second win of the season. 3 goals unanswered. Zimmerman and Cook in the opening half. Breeslin puts the exclamation mark on a 3-0 victory for Brooklyn.
Brooklyn's 3-0 result reflected how well they controlled the match. They moved the ball effectively and forced Tampa Bay into long stretches of defending for most of the game. Kroger stood out with a strong performance, and also Breeslin was equally impactful for me. Breeslin brought a lot of balance and composure in the middle, and for Tampa, the main concern for me remains a lack of creativity, especially in how they build and connect through the midfield. It's something they should really be concerned about moving forward.
So Brooklyn improved now to 22 points on this season. They snap a 4-game skid with a dominant performance, and it's all smiles for Tomas Tangarina. We'll step aside for a quick commercial break. We're back to wrap it up in a moment. At the full-time whistle, Brooklyn FC Thrill 3, Tampa Bay Sun 0.
Kicks by your Tampa Bay Sun are powered by the Baldwin Group. Tonight we witnessed 4 corner kicks. Thanks once again to the Baldwin Group for their support of the Tampa Bay Sun. Sun Nation, your Tampa Bay Sun tallied 1 shot on goal in tonight's match, which means Suncoast Credit Union will be donating $200 to Blake High School's Alumni Athletic Booster Club. Give it up for Suncoast Credit Union and your Tampa Bay Sun. Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Tampa is the proud entertainment partner of the Tampa Bay Sun. Anyone can win at Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Tampa. Sun fans, join us in thanking tonight's presenting sponsor, Branch, one of our original founding sponsors. Branch serves farmers and growers around the globe with innovative crop input solutions. Headquartered right here in Tampa, Branch helps farmers build a more sustainable, profitable, and reliable supply of food, fuel, and fiber. When they're not rooting for the sun, Branch is focused on ways to help reduce food waste at the community level. Fans, make sure to tune in to Peacock to catch all of our Gainbridge Super League games. Our next home match will be right here at Suncoast Credit Union Field on April 5th when we take on Carolina Ascent FC. You can catch all home and away games on Peacock.
Tonight we welcome our participants for post-match penalty kicks. Let me stretch out and I'll be your goalkeeper. See you in 5 minutes.
Welcome back. It is full time in Tampa Bay with the Sun fall to Brooklyn FC 3-0. And 2 games in which Brooklyn had failed to score. Will they make up for lost time with 3 goals awaited Tampa Bay? In honor of Women's Empowerment Night, hosted by Tampa Bay Sun, we send it down to our sideline reporter, Samaya Abdul-Rahim, who's joined by Hope Breslin.
Thank you. So, Hope, you scored your 3rd goal of the season, your first since December 13th. Can you just walk us through what that felt like for you?
Yeah, it was definitely really exciting to score. It's always good to get a point on the board. But I think I played the ball to Bex, and I saw the wide open space behind her, and I knew she had the vision, and she was going to play me behind, and I just shot it, and it was lucky to go in.
And this is your team also got the win tonight. Congratulations. You guys' first win since the 13th as well. Can you just walk us through the mindset going into this game and, what you guys are going to do moving forward to keep that momentum?
I think it's definitely easy to get in your head, especially when, you've lost the past few games. But we just have to forget about the past, think ahead, and we know that when we're at our best and we have the right mentality, we can do anything. So I'm just really proud of this group tonight.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Well, thanks to Maya as we go and take a look back at the best of the 90 minutes. A performance to build on for Brooklyn FC. Needed a response and got it. And they got it early. 6 minutes in, Kroger to Cook.
Got it in very early. Kroger playing that split ball in the middle, bouncing ball in the 6th. Cook running onto it, perfectly timed with aggression. Great execution.
Shades of Cristiano Ronaldo on the celebration. Meanwhile, Milena with a brilliant ball forward here to find Zimmerman.
Milena, brilliant ball, magically placed. Switch point of attack. When you do that switch point of attack, great things happen.
Zimmerman had scored twice in that last win against Tampa Bay. Here she helps set up the goal in the second half for Breeslin.
Zimmerman sets up the goal. Breeslin attacks that space all the way from the midfield. Great things happen when you have those explosive runs.
So Breeslin also on the score sheet, both this 3-0 win and the previous one back in mid-December. There's a look at the simple numbers where Brooklyn dominated the shots and shots on target, and they find 3 past Wegner.
Brooklyn dominated this game. They were able to contain that tempo the whole 90 minutes, control the ball, control defensively as well, and that's what you really want. Great confidence going into the next game.
Well, midweek action for Brooklyn as they go back on a happy flight, returning home for their next match. The final score one final time from Tampa Bay is Tampa Bay Sun 0, Brooklyn FC 3. For Chelsea Gabarkas, I'm Dre Cordero. Thanks as always for joining us on the Gainbridge Super League.
Copyrighted telecasts of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.